Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. I am still Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com. It is in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any of our platforms. Reach out to me for pricing. I am T. Mosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing a model discontinued and sold in 2015 as you see it here. The late great Audemars Piguet Jules Audemars Chronograph. 41 millimeters in diameter in white gold. It is classically beautiful with the twin register cream no date dial. The watch measures 13 millimeters thick and from lug tip to lug tip 47.5 millimeters with a nice broad 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Out of the hand and onto the wrist, you can see my wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and the watch wears well. It is large though, it's got a lot of presence. Down the barrel, you can see I've got some lug clearance on each side, and then I've got some cuff clearance, but this is a very tight cuff. This will slide underneath most dress sleeves, just not this particularly tight shirt. It is a dress watch through and through, and again, just one more time, the lug clearance on each side. I'd recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 15 centimeters circumference, but probably no smaller than that. Taking a look at the strap, you can see it is rectangular scale alligator leather, black semi-gloss with some bolstering to give it volume. You can see it has a folded edge, a monotone stitch, calfskin on the bottom, a brand new Audemars Piguet factory strap, no crimping, no gouging. The lugs are drilled very close to the case to move the pivot centers of the strap as far inboard as possible for a better small wrist fit. In order to allow that close drilling without any impediment to the range of motion, a curved spring bar has been used. The buckle, like the watch, is white gold. It is a friction fit or snap shut, single deployant with the AP logo inside. So it is the logo style deployant clasp. Rolling around the case, you can see one feature that has been an enduring quality of modern Audemars Piguet white gold, which is that it's rhodium plated. You can see that it's very, very white. It is as white as platinum or palladium, and that's because of the white metal plating on the white gold. White gold is just a little bit warmer than this, and so you can tell that there's something else going on to make it brilliantly silver white. It is a dramatic effect though, and this is how Audemars Piguet prefers to deliver its white gold watches. Now what I really love here is that the lugs are clearly welded on, fabricated as separate components, inserted into slots in the case flank, then welded on with all evidence of the gathered material of the weld removed by filing to create this super sharp break. This is something you really can't achieve with stamping or machining by themselves. So that is really great artisanal case manufacture, the old school slow and frankly finer way to make a case. Now we have vertical satin on the lug flanks, longitudinal satin on the case flank, polish on the lug hoods as well as the bezel. You can see that the lugs step up slightly beyond the edge of the case, and this is a trick watchmakers sometimes use to create longer, more graceful lugs without also creating a thicker watch. So the lug runs up the side of the bezel rather than the bezel being entirely on top of the lug. We have knurled shoulders for the chronograph pushers. They're not screw downs, those are just shoulders to brace the pushers. And then we have an AP logo style crown. You can see that the center line of the pusher is a little bit above the center line of the crown. It is an Audemars Piguet manufactured movement base with a Dubois de Praz vertical clutch chronograph module on top. So it's built like a sandwich with one on top of the other. We have a combination of polish and also of satin, and then on the dial everything is glossy. We have these lovely Breguet style Arabic numerals somewhere between Breguet and Art Nouveau. We have a lovely cream colored dial that really is quite rich. It's almost like a best case scenario Rolex 16550 cream dial 80s Explorer 2. This is like what the guys seeking patina on those cream dial Explorer 2s imagine in their dreams. It really does have quite a bit of warmth and intensity to it. It's not lightly off-white. It is almost like a eggshell brown with undertones of yellow, really very special. There's a dial side tachymeter, which is a nice vintage feature, as the tachymeters on the dial are characteristic typically of chronographs made prior to 1960. And then we have a few splashes of red, which work really, really well. The tachymeter can be used in conjunction with the chronograph to gauge the speed of an object. The classical example is always a race car over a kilometer. We have lovely white gold blackened hands. They are blackened and white gold, with an assegai and a spear-shaped hand for minutes and hours respectively. The watch does have hacking or stop seconds, and because it uses a vertical clutch module, there's no extraneous motion to the seconds hand. When you start it, it engages without any play. That's the advantage of a vertical clutch. It's got a nice nostalgic 3 Hertz beat rate. It's not a 4 Hertz movement. 3 Hertz, or 21,600 vibrations per hour, is used here to extend the power reserve between 55 and 60 hours. It's a bidirectional automatic winder because Audemars Piguet didn't want the unidirectional winding characteristics of a 7750. They associated unidirectional winding with cheap watches, and so they went with bidirectional, so you don't have that freewheel in one direction that people associate with 7750s, especially on Panerai applications. And we have ceramic rotor bearings to make the system more efficient and also lower maintenance. 22-karat gold mass featuring the coats of arms of the Audemars and Piguet families, reminding you that since 1875, Audemars Piguet is the oldest continuously family-owned and run watch manufacturer in Switzerland. And then we've got the 3124 base movement. It's the same base movement used on the Royal Oak offshore chronos, so it's nice and tough. Automatic winding, yes, but also the 55 to 60 hour power reserve, stop seconds, 3 Hertz beat rate, 59 joules, high joule count because it is a compound modular complication. Then we have a Gyromax style free sprung balance, which is both very easy to adjust accurately and also very shock tolerant, and this lovely dual anchored batwing style bridge for the balance, also for shock tolerance. And then all this is 30 meters water resistant. Finishing is a judicious blend of hand and mechanical finishing, but it does look the price and is deserving in terms of overall quality of Audemars Piguet's Holy Trinity reputation. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.